SVG's Jason Dachman back with another episode of SVG Sports Tech On Demand. I'm joined by Steve McKenna, Director of Sales at Studio Network Solutions, SNS. Really appreciate you taking the time, Steve. Where are you coming from, and is everybody in your family safe and healthy right now, hopefully?
Fortunately, yes. Personally, not too affected yet, but heart goes out for everyone who is. So, I'm coming to you from St. Louis, as my hat will tell you here. Yeah, so we're based out of St. Louis, and we obviously have global offices around the world.
All right. Well, hopefully we get Cards baseball back sooner than later, and
Hoping,
that's
killing.
coming from a non-Cards fan. I'll take anything right now. So,
This is my
um,
favorite time of year normally, so I'm with
yeah,
you.
all of us. Yeah, we're really missing opening day so far. But so why don't you give us a quick idea of what SNS does, and then we'll talk a little bit about how you guys are playing a role in this current situation with the pandemic.
Yeah, absolutely. So at the highest level, SNS creates high performance shared storage and workflow servers. Rather than just being a centralized repository of assets that provides enough speed for people to collaborate off the same content, we also provide unlimited asset management software that we develop in-house, API automation, Slingshot to interact with other parts of the environment, like broadcast playout, for instance, which is obviously critical in the sports world. So we have all these other little hooks that always come along for free in unlimited fashion. So we don't have per seat license fees or anything like that to really help creatives get through their process as quickly as possible and with as little file management or non-creative tasks that we all have to deal with to kind of
Right.
streamline that process out.
Right. Well, and it also gives you guys the agility to react on the fly to, obviously a horrible situation like this. But as a result of it, we are seeing so many people working remotely, right? Working from home, figuring out how to remote into their studios, to their archives. So what are the kind of tools that you've been able to create kind of on the fly here to make sure that business keeps going when it comes to media production?
Yeah, fortunately, we can be very agile because we kind of do all of our own software development and own all the pieces of our product. So we've released something called Nomad. It's a utility we released about 3 weeks ago. We've already seen many of our clients convert to it. So as part of our asset management, we've always kind of generated these preview proxies for use within our panels that are native inside of Premiere or inside of Final Cut or After Effects, whatever the case may be. Uh, Now we were able to take those proxies and generate them basically to become edit proxies, to rename them in the path of the source to make relinking media and conforming over like a VPN or a wide area network much easier for the editors. The real benefits here with this is it's not something that's has to be native in the cloud, that's reliant on inconsistent internet speeds. It's something that I'm effectively doing craft editorial, something the post world has been very familiar with for a long time. This can also sit alongside with Share Browser and with our NDI plugin, a lot of remote broadcast stuff. So if we do need to get things or we do need to use Slingshot, our API, to amalgamate footage. One of the things I see a lot in sports right now is sports teams are having to repurpose stuff. We don't have new stuff. We should be putting out new stuff this time of year. And so by using Slingshot, by using Nomad alongside of our share browser asset management, when we're connected over a VPN, we have access to the entire repository of data back at our studios, to everything. We can easily grab footage that's being generated by our athletes while they're working out, keeping the fan base engaged and hopefully getting them ready for what is a short wait to live sports here.
Yeah, we all hope so. But yeah, I mean, you kind of said it. Look, there's no new content right now. So if you're a sports league content creator, broadcaster, your archive is never been more valuable than it is right now. And it has to be searchable. It has to be accessible. So I'm curious, how do you see potentially some of the workflows that are being developed now taking us into when we see the other side of this thing and there is live sports, but maybe we understand how to utilize our content libraries better in the other end.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think it's a good moment, unfortunately, to curate some of that old content that maybe we didn't have time to as it was being happening live. If we don't already have things organized, we're going to be sifting through a lot of that content that maybe got left on the cutting room floor at first, but now we can find value in it. We can do these deeper stories about our players, about athletes. I see esports certainly as something that can still go on remote. So that is going to take some forefront here, I think going forward. But even if we don't have things immediately indexed, having something like an Evo or being able to bring something in that's going to index quickly and catch us up with where the files live already, something we don't have to learn. Because the other thing right now that I think is really important is the timeliness of this.
Sure.
While we all hope this is a shorter instance than longer, it has been prolonged from our initial, expectations from just a month ago. It's amazing how quickly this has kind of grown.
Yeah.
Yeah. So with that, even if you don't have something, being able to get something in quickly, being able to get it to be indexed in place without having to really change your workflow and to leverage some of these tools and to work more consistently the way you've been working, albeit from a remote location, I think is what's important. So we don't want to see things with large learning curves where we have to relearn how to work. That's not business continuity. That's business stop, relearn.
Right. And that's not productive for anybody. Yeah.
Exactly. No, we don't have time for that. We have to get this content out. So.
Right. Well, hopefully we see more tools like Nomad and these types of rapidly adapting tools that can be in the hands of live sports and sports content creators, because they still got to work. They still got to find their content, and they still got to be able to produce it for fans. But Steve, really appreciate you joining us. Thanks, man. Stay safe, stay healthy, and our thoughts to the entire SNS team. All right.
You too, Jason. Thanks so much. And I will just say, guys, on the sports side of this, sports is a way in almost every crisis this country has ever faced that we've come out of it. So I think what we're doing on the sports side and with live sports and getting back to some sense of normalcy is going to be really important. So I hope you guys are ready to kind of turn this back on as quickly as possible. And anything that SNS can do to help, we are certainly here to do so. So stay safe.
We hope it's sooner than later, Steve. We really do. For more episodes of SVG Sports Tech On Demand, stay tuned to sportsvideo.org and the SVG YouTube channel.